Picture this. You wake up at 3 a.m. with a pressing need to use the bathroom. You stumble out of bed, make your way to the toilet, and do what millions of people over 65 do every single day. But here's what's terrifying. That simple bathroom trip could be setting you up for a stroke. And the statistics are absolutely mind-blowing. Recent medical research from Johns Hopkins University found that certain bathroom habits increase stroke risk by over 300% in adults over 65. That's not a typo. We're talking about a threefold increase in your chances of having a life-altering or fatal stroke, just from something you do in your bathroom every single day. In fact, a recent study from the Cardiovascular Institute of California sent shockwaves through the medical community. The researchers studied 15,000 adults over 65 for 7 years. What they discovered will change how you think about your bathroom forever. The most dangerous habit. It's something so common that 89% of seniors do it without thinking twice. And when researchers measured what happens to your blood pressure during this activity, they were stunned. Blood pressure spikes of up to 180 over 110 were recorded. That's stroke territory. But before we reveal this number one killer habit that could literally be a ticking time bomb in your daily routine, let's explore all 5 deadly bathroom mistakes that could be putting your life at risk. And there's one habit in particular. Scientists say it's the number one hidden danger in the bathroom for people over 65. Wait until you hear what it is and how simply correcting it could make all the difference. Before we begin, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, your age, and have you or someone you know ever had a close call or scary fall while rushing to the bathroom. We're reading and replying to every comment, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. Number 5. Holding your breath while straining on the toilet. Most people don't talk about what happens behind closed doors in the bathroom, but the reality is millions of seniors experience constipation or find themselves straining during a bowel movement. It might seem like a minor inconvenience, but this simple act could set off a dangerous chain reaction inside your body, one that's been linked to a sharp increase in stroke risk. Here's why. When you hold your breath and push, a process known as the Valsalva maneuver, your body is actually trapping blood in your chest and squeezing your heart and blood vessels. This sudden pressure spikes your blood pressure to extreme levels. Think of it like clamping a hose and then releasing it all at once. For older adults, especially those with high blood pressure or weakened arteries, this sudden surge can cause blood vessels in the brain to burst or block, leading to a stroke. In fact, a large-scale study in Taiwan followed 2,000 stroke patients and found that nearly 22% had suffered their event either while on the toilet or immediately after. That's almost a quarter of strokes tied directly to this hidden danger. The study went on to show that people over 65 who struggled with chronic constipation or who habitually strained while using the bathroom were at least twice as likely to suffer an ischemic stroke, which is the kind caused by a blood clot blocking blood flow to the brain. But it doesn't stop there. When you strain, your heart rate drops briefly, then suddenly surges. For some seniors, this can even trigger irregular heart rhythms called arrhythmias. Arrhythmias are a huge risk factor for strokes, especially in people with underlying heart disease, which becomes more common as we age. It sounds frightening, and it is, but the good news is there's a simple fix. The best way to avoid this hidden stroke trigger is to never force a bowel movement. If you feel the need to strain, take a break, get up, and move around. Drink more water throughout the day to keep your stool soft. Add fiber-rich foods to your meals, like oatmeal, fruits, and vegetables. Fiber acts like a natural broom, sweeping through your intestines and making it much easier to go without straining. Doctors also recommend regular gentle activity, like walking or stretching, which helps keep your digestive system moving and your blood vessels healthy. If constipation is a persistent problem, talk to your doctor about safe stool softeners or laxatives made for seniors, but never overuse them. And always remember, your bathroom habits matter more than you think. If you notice yourself regularly holding your breath or pushing hard, it's time to make a change. It's one of the easiest ways to protect your heart, brain, and blood vessels from sudden, catastrophic damage. Don't underestimate how much difference this small correction can make in keeping your stroke risk low. Number 4. Taking scalding hot showers. Let's start with something that feels absolutely wonderful, but could be silently damaging your cardiovascular system. Those steaming hot showers you love, they might be cooking up a stroke. Here's what happens when you step into that hot water. Your blood vessels immediately dilate. That means they open up wide. Your heart starts pumping faster to keep blood flowing through these suddenly wider highways. A study from the University of Tokyo followed 30,000 people for 20 years. They found that people who regularly took very hot baths or showers had a 26% higher risk of cardiovascular events, including strokes. The magic number appears to be 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything above that starts causing problems. Researchers explain it like this. When you expose your body to extreme heat, your blood pressure first drops because your vessels open up. Then your heart goes into overdrive trying to compensate. For someone over 65, whose cardiovascular system is already working harder than it used to, this creates a perfect storm. Your body can't regulate temperature as well as it used to. Your blood vessels aren't as elastic, and if you have any plaque build up in your arteries, that rapid change in blood flow can dislodge it. The fix is surprisingly simple. Keep your shower temperature at or below 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That's still plenty warm and comfortable. Install a thermometer in your shower if you need to. Start with lukewarm water and gradually increase the temperature. Never go from cold to extremely hot. Give your body time to adjust, and limit your hot shower time to 10 minutes max. The Japanese study found that people who kept their showers under 10 minutes had significantly lower stroke risk compared to those who stayed in for 20 minutes or more. Number 3. Sitting on the toilet for too long, especially with a phone or magazine. It's become almost a running joke. People take their phones, magazines, or even newspapers into the bathroom, turning a quick trip into a long, relaxed escape. But the longer you sit on the toilet, especially as you age, the more you unknowingly raise your risk for serious health problems, including stroke. Here's why. Sitting for extended periods slows down your circulation, particularly in your lower body. Blood tends to pool in your legs and pelvis, and if you're sitting with your head down, scrolling or reading, blood flow to your brain can decrease too. For seniors who already have a higher risk of circulatory problems, like deep vein thrombosis and blood clots, this is a real danger. A large observational study from the UK examined over 13,000 seniors and found that those who regularly spent more than 10 minutes on the toilet had a 37% higher risk of cardiovascular events, including stroke, compared to those who kept bathroom breaks brief. The reason? Prolonged sitting can cause small clots to form in your legs or pelvis. If a clot travels to your brain, it blocks blood flow and causes an ischemic stroke, the most common type. It's not just clots you have to worry about, though. The position itself, especially if you're hunched forward with your elbows on your knees, can cause a slow, steady increase in blood pressure. Many people don't realize that when you're sitting in a slightly strained position, trying to relax and read or scroll, your body can actually go into a subtle fight or flight response. Heart rate increases, stress hormones rise, and the end result is another risk factor for stroke. This risk is even higher if you're dealing with chronic constipation or dehydration, both of which become more common as we age. Here's where things get interesting. Even the blue light from your phone screen can play a part. Recent research shows that screen time in the bathroom disrupts your body's normal relaxation cycle, making it harder for your blood pressure and heart rate to return to normal when you're done. So, what should you do to protect yourself? The simplest solution is to keep your bathroom visits short and focused on the task at hand. Leave your phone, magazine, or book outside. If you feel tempted to linger, remind yourself that your bathroom is not a reading room. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day, which helps prevent constipation and reduces the urge to sit and strain. And if you do need to sit for more than a few minutes, take breaks, stand up, walk around, and give your body a chance to get the blood flowing again. These easy changes could mean the difference between a healthy brain and a devastating stroke. Never underestimate how much impact a little less screen time can have on your future. Number 2. Getting up too quickly after sitting or lying down. Have you ever found yourself standing up quickly after sitting on the toilet or rising from a relaxing bath, only to feel lightheaded, dizzy, or even see stars for a few moments? For many seniors, this is more than just a fleeting annoyance. It can be a major stroke risk. When you stand up fast, your body has to work overtime to pump blood against gravity from your legs up to your brain. In younger people, the blood vessels respond quickly, tightening up to keep blood flowing smoothly. But as we age, those vessels stiffen and the response slows down. The result is a sudden drop in blood pressure, known as orthostatic hypotension. The Cleveland Clinic published research showing that adults over 65 who frequently experience drops in blood pressure after standing had up to a 40% higher risk of both stroke and heart attack compared to those who didn't. Why does this happen? When your brain is deprived of oxygen, even briefly, it can trigger a cascade of reactions. Your heart may start to race, your blood pressure swings up and down, and your arteries face unpredictable stress. If you already have narrowed or weakened blood vessels, this roller coaster effect can damage the inner lining of your arteries, making them more likely to clog or burst. Even a few seconds of lightheadedness increases your risk of falling. And falls, especially in the bathroom, are one of the leading causes of traumatic brain injuries and secondary strokes in older adults. According to the CDC, nearly 80% of bathroom falls involve people over 65, and head trauma from a fall can trigger a type of stroke called a hemorrhagic stroke, where bleeding occurs in the brain. The solution? Make it a habit to stand up slowly and mindfully. When you finish using the toilet or step out of the bath, pause for a few moments. Plant your feet firmly on the floor, take a few deep breaths, and rise gradually. Give your body time to adjust, allowing your blood pressure to stabilize and your head to clear before you move. It might feel like a small adjustment, but it can drastically lower your risk of dizziness, fainting, and dangerous falls. If you notice that dizziness or lightheadedness is frequent or getting worse, talk to your doctor. They can check your medications, review your heart health, and even recommend compression stockings or other simple tools to help maintain healthy blood flow. By making this one change, you're not just avoiding discomfort, you're actively protecting your brain and lowering your chances of suffering a life-changing stroke. It's a simple, powerful way to make every day safer. Number 1. Rushing to the bathroom and falling. You might not think of a simple trip to the bathroom as a race against danger, but for people over 65, rushing to the bathroom, especially during the night or early morning, can be one of the riskiest habits of all. It's surprisingly common for seniors to wake suddenly with the urge to urinate, often feeling a powerful need they can't ignore. That urgency, mixed with grogginess, poor lighting, and unsteady footing, turns a routine act into a perfect storm for falls. What many people don't realize is that these bathroom falls are not just about broken bones. They are a leading cause of strokes in older adults. Here's how it works. When you stand up suddenly, particularly from deep sleep, your blood pressure can drop quickly, a condition called orthostatic hypotension. Your brain gets less blood and oxygen for a few seconds, which causes dizziness, loss of balance, and confusion. If you then rush toward the bathroom, especially in the dark or with clutter in your path, your risk of tripping or slipping skyrockets. Studies from the CDC show that more than 80% of all falls in seniors happen in or around the bathroom, and falls are the number one cause of traumatic brain injuries in people over 65. What's truly alarming is that head injuries from these falls can directly trigger strokes. When an older adult hits their head, even if it seems minor, blood vessels in the brain can rupture or become blocked, causing either a hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding in the brain, or an ischemic stroke from a clot. The risk is magnified if the person is on blood thinners, which many seniors are for heart or clotting conditions. A 2020 study published in JAMA Neurology found that seniors who fell while rushing to the bathroom in the night were 2.5 times more likely to suffer a stroke in the following month compared to those who didn't fall. That's because falls often lead to microbleeds in the brain, tiny, unnoticed injuries that weaken blood vessels and can create clots, both of which can evolve into major stroke days or weeks later. Even a small fall can set off a chain reaction inside the brain that might not show up right away. but quietly raises the risk of a devastating stroke. The fix starts with acknowledging the risk and changing the nighttime bathroom routine. First, never rush. When you wake up with the urge to go, take a moment to sit on the edge of the bed, letting your body adjust. Move your feet and flex your legs to get blood circulating before you stand. Always turn on a night light or lamp before walking to the bathroom and keep the path clear of obstacles, loose rugs, or clutter. If you're unsteady, use a cane, walker, or bedside rail for extra support. Consider wearing non-slip socks or slippers, especially if you have tile or linoleum floors. If urgency is a chronic problem, talk to your doctor about managing overnight bathroom trips. There are treatments and lifestyle changes that can help. The key is making every trip to the bathroom slow, steady, and safe. By taking your time, using good lighting, and removing hazards, you'll drastically cut your risk of falling and suffering a stroke. Never forget, protecting yourself from a fall is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect your brain for years to come. Now you know the most ordinary bathroom habits can carry hidden dangers, but simple changes can make you stroke-proof. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these habits surprised you the most? Have you or a loved one ever had a scary moment in the bathroom? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.